Hello and welcome to Dominions 6. We are playing as Pyrene, and I think I'm going to do I think I should have already done the our god build and sort of general approach in another video, so this will just be going right into expansion. So for this game, we've got a whole bunch. I guess we'll wait for next turn for the gods, and when we can see everybody's profit name and stuff. But as you can see, turn one, we're just going to go ahead and recruit what Emerald Knights we can, and a Sergina, no idea. And then we're going to send our scout out, profit our guy. So, as always, not a ton going on in turn one. But when we get in turn two, we'll go ahead and go through everybody's gods and their the various profits. I think everybody succeeded, although we didn't get a profit from everyone this turn. So, we are up against some kind of a trio god from Asphodel, played by Distant Horizon. We've got Airmore. I'm sorry, not Airmore, Pythium, which I believe... Who's playing Pythium? I don't have the list in front of me. Hold on. Who is playing which nation? Pythium is... Oh, Grippa. Grippa is Pythium. That's right. Kijin is, unsurprisingly, it's Kijin. He is man, and you can see we've got everyone's in its theme except for Abyssia. It's a Magic Rock is Fao, playing as a Gartha. Sakane is Olm. We are Pyrene. Ball Stalin is Abyssia, who decided to buck the trend on the naming scheme. Cookies, Darkside Cookies is Naba. I believe is playing as, what are they? Banderlog. Kirby is Fascia, so I'm excited to see what he comes up with, because Fascia is a nation that I really like, and he sort of has helped me with before and plays really well. Zan is It's a Monolith, and then Jotunheim is Lulu Snuggles. And then from a profit name perspective, Asphodel is Homemade Sweets. Pythium is Rar, I'm a Dragon, the Centurion. Gartha is Avid Spelunker. Olm is the Flying Circus opening fanfare. We are Forest Swim in Blood. Abyssia is Kijin, I am coming for you. Naba is an oven, is also a dry heat. Banderlog is Bored Apes Pyramid Scheme Club. Fascia has Say What's in This Drink. Vanarus is GG at Map Gen. And Jotun is Just a Tree, the Jotun Scout. So he went ahead and profited the Scout. So we go ahead and look at our borders. So first we have 2 forests, which is great news. What's not great news is that this is Bloodhenge, which is kind of tough to take. And we don't, our troops don't love fighting barbs all by themselves. Like, they can do it, but they'll take some losses. We really want to try and grab some archers, like some indie archers or some mercenaries to sort of absorb the impact, rather than put our sacreds in harm's way there. Population-wise, this one looks kind of decent. It's everything's higher in the Middle Age, but still 14,000, not the end of the world. We're going to go ahead and recruit another Sergina and then more Emerald Knights. We're going to be able to put out about 1 party every other turn, which is just going to be our Emerald Knights led by the Emerald Count. Amusingly enough, the Emerald Count is the only commander who's actually cap only, although there's a lot of restrictions on some of these others. So that's all well and good, but we'll try and get some research going with our Serginas and some site searching as well. Once we get some provinces cleared. So we've got our starting army, crossbowmen, and then some of our spearmen with our 2 Mouflon Emerald Knights. They're just all stacked up at the front, doing Blessing for these guys, Sermon, and then Heavenly Fire. And we're going to try and shoot stuff. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and try and take this out. No mercenaries we care too much about. I don't love the hobbits. So that is, that's this one. That's turn 2. Let's go ahead and take a look at turn 3. We'll probably get through like turn 5 or 6 here. And as you can see also, For obviously for everyone who's played 6, you're now aware of this, but for everyone who hasn't, fog of war is now a thing, so we can't see everything that's going on. But here we're just up against some archers and some light infantry, and I guess there's like a heavy infantry there. But we're gonna go ahead and start raining arrows down on them. They did cast Mist Form, because it's this dude is an A1. And Mist Form is a very good spell. I'm gonna start taking some arrow fire here. But we don't have any magic weapons or anything. We do have our Prophet can potentially smite them. These guys get way out in front, but that's okay. They absolutely murk stuff. And again, our Bless, attack, defense, strength, surge, and awareness. I'm just kind of all in on stats to help us survive the early game and transition into our demons. So yeah, with surge, I remember it's 17 attack, 25 damage, 19 defense, 21 prot. One of the problems we do have with Blood Surge that you don't have in Dominions 5 is that you need to get it per unit. So like our Mouflon is not surged. So that's, and very often won't be. So that's kind of a problem. We also probably should put our guys on attack archer, fire archer, instead of fire closest, but not the end of the world. This guy's busy doing like charged body, air shield. Summon Hawk is probably about the best thing he can be doing, besides Mistform. Which is fine. Luckily, nothing here to fully stop us. You can see, unfortunately, the charged body got our knight. So, the Emerald Knight perished, and you only get the bonus for getting a dude back if it's the rider who survives. The mount surviving is just a dead unit. So, pretty unfortunate. Now we're going to go ahead and recruit our Emerald count. We'll have 3 plus another 3, so 6 Emerald Knights for our second group. So looking real quick at our geography, this river is a pain in the ass. The only bridges are here, and obviously there's a throne here. So we really want to be able to secure this. Otherwise, we're going to have a hard time getting any of this stuff. Now, what I will also say is that even if we can get this and make our way over, we're still going to have a really hard time holding this. Unless we get a fort up, any kind of really early aggression is going to be problematic for us. Just because troops have to go all the way around. Now, our mages, the Sarginas can fly, so they could support. The Acabelts don't fly, but they have decent map move, and they can stealth, so they could potentially get around like through the throne. But this river is realistically, because this province is 3 away from our capital, so somebody else could definitely get there before us. But we're gonna try for it. So our second group is probably gonna try and go this way. It's kind of high risk if we get this, and if we don't manage to get it, it's kind of a problem. And then our other group can't go this way. I chose to go here to try and get more resources to get our cap going, as opposed to trying to go through the Bakemono here. 70 Bakemono is also like a lot of Bakemono. So we're going to try and go here and then see if we can make our way down. This province looks glorious. It does have a mountain on it, so that's unfortunate. But it's a large province, and it has this little hamlet thing and a house, so I think it should have a lot of people. We put in a bid for the Mercata, right? They're cheap. If we can get them right, they are actually pretty cost effective against the barbarians. So we'll see if we can get those Mercata going. Okay, that's it for turn 3. Let's go to turn 4. got our one battle. So yeah, we only have our one knight because he got zapped. But you can see he really just does not care too much about what the enemy is doing. The rest of our troops cannot say the same thing for. You can the trees coming up is hilarious. It's obviously new in Dominions 5. Pop. So we took that. We had some casualties though. These guys are just pretty weak, and we're sort of always going to end up with some casualties. I guess we didn't talk about research yet. I went Blood 1, and then we're going to go Alt 4. Blood 1 gives us access to imps, which is pretty big, of course. We can look to help expansions that might need it by throwing a Sorgina with blood slaves at it, and they can fly. So they can definitely make... they can sort of get there without wasting a ton of time, which is pretty nice. Also in here, obviously we have the Sabbath, Master, and Slave, which is going to be big for our nation. Reinvig is great. And then we're actually hopefully going to get, well, I don't know if we'll need to. Bloodburst is actually kind of good on this nation, depending on our neighbors, right? Because it's 11 plus, and then it's a DRN for both sides. It's 11 plus versus 0 with DRN for both sides. But it just doesn't care. It's like a mini leech. It's armor negating. There's no MR check, no defense, no nothing. So if we get paired next to anyone who has like really strong sacreds, but not high HP sacreds, this can be pretty good. And part of the reason it's not normally seen a lot, right? It's a blood 1, but it's 2 blood slaves. So it's expensive and it's very awkward to use. But we have the Acrobelts, who some of them are natively blood 4. So they'll have this up at 14 damage. So if we end up against people who have really high value sacreds but are like human sized, it can just wipe stacks of them out. Theoretically, who might that be? It's okay against, well, I guess Ulm is not. I mean, Ulm doesn't have, and they have the Guardians or whatever. They're not sacred. They don't have sacreds, but against like the Guardians, right? You're gonna get 3 of these per square. One cast is probably essentially is gonna kill them. You know, it's a DRN. They might survive, but their big 23 protection is meaningless. And the Black Knights, right, also can potentially die. Their horse probably won't, but the knight can die on top of it. So, Abyssia is a little bit too high HP. They should be underground though, and not our problem. It's great against Tiger Riders, because this guy, the rider, is just gonna die. Now the mount is still strong, but the mount probably won't die. But with its rider dead, and it takes the same amount of damage, right? Because it's in the same square. It can definitely just rout them out right off the field. Batia, I don't think Kirby usually goes for the Orichalcum. They're not a great target. They have a little bit too much HP. The Oathbound, it would do great against, but I suspect he's on Chudes, which it does not. So like, there's a couple of people it could work out well against. It's also good against thugs. It's just irresistible. It's okay against man. They have 16, so they'll die some of the times. You might want to communion up for even higher levels of blood to really stick it to them, but it's possible. The Wardens are also... Man has really high HP. I don't know why they have such high HP. I don't know. They're I guess they're descendants of Tuatha. So, and then what we're doing in Alteration is primarily, you know, there's always like small things you can add or whatever, but we are looking for Mist Form, which is pretty big against anybody who hasn't got magic weapons. You know, adding just this huge damage negation is quite nice. We also have access to group Barkskin. So like if we group Barkskin and then Mist Form our Sacreds, they're going to be extremely tanky. And we put a bunch of attack, well, put a little bit of attack, but a bunch of strength on them. So they should also be pretty killy. We also, obviously, Alteration's just great in general. We want to head up for Storm. We have to Sabbath into Storm. We don't have any native Air 3s who can cast it, but we can Sabbath into it just fine. And then at 5 also, we can, with Construction 5, we could get Mother Oak. So that's not too bad. We also can do Group Stone Skin then, etc. Arrow Warden stuff is good too. So lots of good, neat toys there. I think we'll go ahead. That was this is turn 4. All right, we'll do turn 5, and then we'll call it a video on turn 5. So we've got 3 battles. I think one of these is actually just a scout ping. I don't think I talked about it, but we are in fact scouting the Bloodhenge Druids to see how many there are. They got 4 Dark Vines, right? Each of these has 125 HP. Ton of Blood Slaves here. It looks like there's 5 Druids. I think our plan is not to fight these right away, but to come back when we can put Chaff in the center, and then we'll just put our Cav on the wings and just kill all the Druids. I think will be our plan there. We missed on Magic Sites. Tragic. Again, we're gonna get to watch our Cav do their stuff. They are quite strong, especially once they make contact and then get those kills. Don't know. Yeah, I don't know if we have any Mouflon who got any kills that we can sort of see. So they can. Yeah, like this Mouflon picked up his own Blood Surge. Yeah, you can see we chopped right through those Bear Tribe. No losses. And then in the Gentle Plains, we're attacking. Again, we've only got our 1 Sacred left because he got kind of unlucky. Here we have another Mage doing Quickness. We'll try and see if we can... Yeah, we're not really trying to snipe. We got a nice snipe there, though. And I'm not sure who he Quicknessed. Kind of looked like just some of these random light infantry. So this dude's getting, like, you know, a kill around. We got water elementals now, but luckily the independents are pretty much routed. But we definitely did take additional attrition. Did this guy have an item? No item. So we didn't get him, but it doesn't matter. We just watched that one. The good news is that this province has 28,000 people, which is huge. I mean, it's like half a capital. More than half from a population perspective. And once we get our scales in there, the income will go up and get the unrest down, etc. So that's an amazing, and this is an amazing pickup for us. We're definitely going to want to fort this. It also, when we look here, right, this is blocked by temperature. Now we are hot, so if whoever gets this, if it's us, then this mountain range is irrelevant. If somebody else gets it, you know, it'll depend on their scale. And then there's like a decent number of mountains. Like this is going to be a really nice point to put a fort if we don't get farther in. It's just sort of just control this field. Also interesting, right? This province only has this connection and this connection to the throne, as well as this water. So we can if we can get this, we can hopefully secure this, and it's also similarly large looking with this little hamlet thing and another house, so hopefully this is also a big province. And we can see our first neighbor, which is Naba, played by Cookies. I actually think this is a really good neighbor for us to have. Naba also wants some amount, typically, we don't know exactly what he's done, but typically they want some amount of time to sort of scale up. They're not going to rush us. And Naba also frequently has a target on its back, right? They have amazing mages, so I think they scale really well as the game goes. They've got Recruit Anywhere mages, or not just Recruit, they have foreign Recruit mages with potentially cheap labs. So they can scale up that way too. And then if they get into blood, right, they can do some good blood stuff. So they are also someone who I think draws focus away from us and won't want to fight us early. So we're going to hope to be neighbors with them. Unfortunately, they look like they're going to cut this off from us first. We also, this is actually This is me knowing a little bit later. This is a lie. This is their capital. It just has their dominion. So this province is only 2 away from their capital. So this looks problematic for us, getting above the river here, which is unfortunate. We'll just have to try and get more stuff here. I believe it's 15 provinces per player, so we're going to hope to get at least that. We've got another expansion party that's going to come out next turn, hopefully. They'll probably have to go maybe this way. And then like this party can go like here. And then depending on how this goes, they might be able to get down here. 2 away from the cap is potentially a little too close if we're trying to be long-term friends. It's tricky on these non-map nuke maps to know sort of where friendly borders are. So this group may just have to turn around. We'll see. But yeah, and we'll try and secure this to then, ideally, right, we can kind of wrap and pick up all these forests. Ideally, I think it's better to go this way and grab this stuff rather than into the swamp over here. I feel like this is going to be better, and we really want to fort here anyway. I just really want to get this province secured. And like going like here for this big one, I think is just a little bit too far out of our way. Like, we just won't be able to credibly say this should be ours and defend it. I don't think. So, yeah, so with that, we also, obviously, we did not get the Marcata, and Phaecia did, and they've misused them. We also bid for the Fishermen, who I think I forgot to mention. We didn't get those either. People are shelling out top dollar for some of these mercenaries. So, we do have a scout province here, and we're recruiting archers. We've been doing that. We're recruiting archers here as well. So the commander we're recruiting here is going to grab all these archers here, and then you're going to move to take out these barbs with some cap support. So expansion is going about as well as we could expect. The river here is just kind of screwing us over. The river and the throne is sad times. But great province here. Hopefully we can get this, which looks like another great province. And yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody for joining me. So this is turns 1 through 5, and we will see how we do during the rest of expansion. So thanks for joining me. I will hope to see you all in the next one, and have a great day.